Hello everyone, do you remember the tabernacle that the Jews built in the desert? Today, I'll tell you about the special garments worn by the Kohanim and the garments of Aaron the Kohen HaGadol, the high priest. But before that, you surely know about the menorah that was in the Beit HaMikdash, the holy temple. It was lit every day with special oil. Hashem said to Moshe, I want you to prepare a very special oil, not just any oil, but take the first and purest drop that comes from the olive. Why specifically the first drop? The oil from the first drop is the purest for lighting, meaning it's especially high-quality oil for illumination. This ensures that the menorah will burn in the best possible way. It's also considered the highest quality because it's not mixed with the fruit of the olive. And now, after we know what the menorah should be lit with, let's move on to the priestly garments. Hashem called to Moshe and said, Moshe, I have a special task for you. I want you to prepare special garments for your brother Aaron. Not just any clothes, but garments that no one in the world has ever seen before. How? Moshe asked. Don't worry, Hashem replied. I will give special wisdom to those who will prepare the garments. They will be wise-hearted. These craftsmen will receive a special gift from heaven. And then began a wondrous journey of creating the 8 garments of the Kohen Gadol, each with its own special significance. The first was the ephod, a stunning garment that looked like a magical apron. But what an apron it was! It was made of golden threads that shone like the sun, blue threads like the blue sky, and scarlet threads as red as a beautiful rose. On the shoulders were 2 huge shoham stones, and engraved on them were the names of the tribes. Every time Aaron wore the ephod, he carried the entire nation on his shoulders. But wait, that's not all. The hoshen, the breastplate, was a fascinating garment. Imagine a magical square with 12 precious stones, each a different color, sparkling and glowing like stars. On each stone was engraved the name of a tribe, and inside the breastplate was something even more mysterious: the Urim and Tumim. These were sacred names through which they could ask Hashem important questions, and Hashem would answer. The robe was something special, threads of blue like the blue sky, and at the hem, small golden bells that jingled. This way, they knew the Kohen Gadol was approaching. It was stunning, but the most special garment was the tzitz, a shiny golden plate on which were engraved the words Kodesh la Hashem, sanctified to God, in glowing letters. When Aaron wore it on his forehead, everyone saw how holy and important his role was. What's the purpose of this all? Because when Aaron wore all these garments, he was like an angel. There's another interesting idea in the Parsha. Since Moshe was born, his name was mentioned in every Parsha, though in our Parsha, his name is not mentioned. Not even once. You're probably curious why. I'll tell you, because once when Hashem was very angry with the Jewish people for the sin of the golden calf and wanted to punish them, Moshe said, Master of the universe, if you don't forgive the Jewish nation, erase me from your book. Obviously, Hashem forgave, but Moshe's words had an impact. That's why there's one portion without his name. Now we'll discuss the incense. It had such a wonderful smell. Twice a day, they would burn it on the small golden altar, and the scent spread throughout the mishkan. It was like a magical perfume that ascended to the heavens along with the prayers of the Jewish people. All this happened after the 7 special days of inauguration. For 7 days, Moshe taught Aaron and his sons how they should conduct themselves in their roles as Kohanim. He dressed them in special garments, anointed them with holy oil, and showed them how to serve in the mishkan. It was like a special course to become Kohanim. The sages tell us that each garment was unique, not just in its beauty, but also in its significance. The tunic atoned for bad deeds, the pants for immodest things, the turban for pride, and the belt for bad thoughts. Each garment was like a miraculous remedy for the soul. Every day, when Aaron wore these special garments, he reminded us all how important it is to be good and holy. Every small bell that rang, every stone that sparkled, every thread of gold that glowed, all told the wonderful story of the special connection between the Jewish people and Hashem. The Kohen's service atoned for their sins, though will it atone for the great sin that appears in the Parsha? And how will Moshe react? We'll tell you about that in the next episode.